someone posts something negative, Matt?
They will be banned and they will be deleted.
All right.
Deleted.
You're so strict.
So strict, you moderator.
Yeah, you know me.
All right, keep it right here. Matt Connaughton, 4 p.m. on this Monday. If you have the day off, enjoy. We got some snow out there. If you got to go anywhere, just be careful. Keep it slow. We will see you tomorrow, folks. Have a great day and be positive.
And I can't get up.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. One day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when it happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Everybody, welcome. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, merch, etc., etc. Today is Monday, January 16, 2023, and today is, of course, Martin Luther King Day. So happy Martin Luther King Day to all of you. Hence, as is a tradition here on the program, every year we open with the I Have a Dream speech, and or a portion of it anyway. It's a good. Actually, I think, is that the entire thing, or is that edited down a little bit? I'm not sure that's the whole thing. That can't be, right? The actual speech, I think, was longer than that. But anyway. I'm not sure, though. I'll have to look that up now. I'm curious. But yeah, that's a tradition here on the show. So we do that. We do that every Martin Luther King Day. And I forget, what do we call it here in New Hampshire? Because here in New Hampshire, we had that weird thing where we were one of the last states, unfortunately, to recognize Martin Luther King Day. And then we had that thing where, okay, well, they said, we'll call it Civil Rights Day. And then I think it became Martin Luther King Civil Rights Day. I have an article about that I want to look at, actually, from Axios, which explains how different states deal with it. All 50 states, in some form or fashion, do celebrate Martin Luther King Day. And, of course, it is a federal holiday, so we celebrate it federally. But I have a little something we can look at that kind of gives us an update on that, because I'll tell you, it's interesting, you know, with these days and what they can mean and how different states approach them differently. For example, just unrelated, although, well, somewhat unrelated, depending on how you want to look at it, Columbus Day. You know, we talk about that every year. I always say, I open the show every Columbus Day saying Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. And some states have actually converted Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day, even though federally it is still recognized as Columbus Day. So anyway, maybe we'll discuss some of that today. Also, too, coming up in the second hour, we have a guest joining us, Shane Ballin. Very talented musician from the area. He's going to be popping in the second hour. Look forward to speaking with him and talking with him. Also, I think our friend EZG, Eric Gagnon, is going to be calling in with an entertainment report, a mini entertainment report. And don't we all just look so forward to that? But 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us today on the program, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Find me on social media at Matt Connerton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. Speaking of enjoyment, by the way, I hope you I hope you enjoyed the theme music for the show, because it might be the last time you hear it. We might be about to have brand new theme music. Someone may have recorded something for us, and that may be unveiled. Actually, heck, if he gets it to me before the show's over today, you might hear it today. So, and it might be, it might have to do with a certain recent musical guest that we had on the show who went ahead and recorded something. And I said, well, that's cool, but actually, if you could just correct this one thing. But that's Ricky Mapleton. He's doing something for us. So we might have brand new theme music soon. I like to freshen it up every now and then. Freshen it up. But yeah, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007, and we will say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont joins us. Hello, Melanie. Also, Jason Fedderson says, good afternoon, everyone. Let's see. Alex Whiteley, our friend, one of our friends from the UK, says, who's your daddy? No, seriously, he's double parked and needs to move his car. Ah, Dad. You know how those dads are, right? Always double parking. Nice going, Dad. He listens to the show. Jenny, of course, is in the chat room and says, shalom, peeps. Jenny usually tries to come with me on Mondays to the show, but she actually has doing some modeling. We have a friend, Kendra L. Saunders, who's been on the show many times. And she has not only is she a successful author, but she has a business called Half Lucid Jewelry. I think the website is halflucidjewelry.com. And she makes various jewelry, of course, including crowns. And today she got some people together up in Concord to take some pictures modeling the crowns that Kendra sells. So that's where Jenny is today. Crystal, our friend from the great state of Illinois, joins us. Hello, Crystal. Alex Whiteley joins us. I mentioned that already, but Alex Whiteley commented, I should say more precisely, I didn't realize it was Martin Luther King Day. Here's to equality for all. Absolutely. Melanie says, I do love your show with openings like those. Yeah. Got to do it, of course. And Alex Whiteley says, Easy G is calling in. No way. Yes, I believe so at some point. And that will be exciting. We'll have to get an update from him on, I don't know what specific bits of entertainment he's calling in with, but we all wait for that with bated breath, I dare say, an expression that I've never fully understood. I did want to we'll look at this quickly. This is from Axios, and let this kind of sink in as I read the title of this article. The states that celebrate both MLK Day and Confederate holidays. It's weird in the year 2023 to even think about that, right? But, oh yeah, there are still states that do that. Let's see. States where MLK Day is shared with a Confederate holiday in 2023. Oh, there's several. Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina. Wait. Oh, there's even more than I thought. Oh, not all of these fall on the same day. Looks like Mississippi and Alabama both fall on the same day. But that's weird and unfortunate. But Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, Georgia, Texas, and Florida all have some form of celebration of the Confederacy. Florida surprises me a little bit, even though obviously Florida, I mean, it's at the very southern tip of the southeastern part of the country there. But for some reason, and I know I'm not the only one to say this, I almost don't think of Florida as being the South, part of the South, which is probably odd in the sense that there are parts of Florida that are very, very, very southern, shall we say? But Florida is such a melting pot in a sense of people from other parts of the country who move to Florida. It doesn't quite seem like the South in the sense that Alabama or Mississippi or Arkansas are the South. Does that make sense? Oh, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry joins us in the Facebook Live chat, one of our great sponsors here at WMNH 95.3, Queen City Cabinetry in the historic Sunbeam Mall. Jason Fedderson says, so if I live in your stomach, how is it that I can like pineapple on pizza, but you can't stand it? How does pineapple on pizza even exist? Jason, this is a little bit of a diversion from the topic, but since you asked, let's go ahead and address this now and get this straight. You don't live in my stomach. It's my stomach's world, and you all just live in it, meaning you all just live in the world, but the world belongs to and actually is governed by my stomach. It's my stomach's world, and you all just live in it. None of you actually exist in my stomach. For one thing, you couldn't fit in there, unless you shrunk down. Like, you ever see the movie Inner Space with Dennis Quaid? If you could shrink down like that to that very small size, you could probably be in my stomach. But I probably wouldn't want you in there because I imagine having a tiny microscopic being who doesn't belong there in one's stomach will cause terrible upset. But that's a theory. I've not experienced that directly. Jason says, "Oh, right, I get it. Excellent." Oh, Paulie C joins us in the Facebook Live chat and says, "Good afternoon." We say, "Big fan." I say, hashtag good afternoon to you. Jason Fedderson gives another example. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yes. And Melanie says, "Stop lying. I'm in your stomach right now." That's crazy. How could you possibly be typing in a chat room if you're in my stomach? My goodness. I mean, there's all kinds of, I've got intestines and gastric acid in there, and I can't imagine that's even possible. EZG is on the line. Hello.
Hey, hello. I was thinking of you on Saturday night. I was enjoying my nice little container of pineapple.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting. Why would you do that?
Thinking of you. Will you eat pineapple by itself, or
no?
You just hate it all around?
I will not eat pineapple under any circumstances. I wouldn't eat it on a boat. I wouldn't eat it with a goat.
Oh boy, what if it's the last food on Earth?
I will starve.
Wow, that's really drastic.
That is drastic, but I'm committed. Yeah. I'm committed.
I was also thinking of you the other day when they were talking about running out of money on Thursday.
What?
The government there, how they run out of money on Thursday, they default, and
well, no, we don't.
Be the worst.
Yeah, so we don't go into default on Thursday, but we do technically. The government does run out of money on Thursday, and therefore has to resort to extraordinary measures to continue to pay our debts, and we'll be able to do so until probably in June. At that point, the extraordinary measures will have been exhausted, and then we go into default. Unless the debt ceiling is raised prior to then. And this one looks like it's going to be a struggle, a real struggle, which means economic catastrophe on a global scale could be right around the corner.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Let's hope that don't happen.
I hope it doesn't happen. I'll tell you what, EZG, the first time I remember us coming close to such economic catastrophe was in the summer of 2011. And I remember being at a show with one of the bands I played in at the time, and I was so consumed with this debt ceiling fight that was going on. It was during the Obama administration. It looked like John Boehner wanted to take us right over the cliff, or maybe it was Mitch McConnell. I think it was McConnell who said the debt ceiling might very well be a hostage worth taking in these budget negotiations. And I was so afraid that this was going to happen that it ruined my night playing at that show. I was that obsessed.
Oh boy, I think I remember that a little bit.
By the way, nothing I just said was an exaggeration or me trying to be funny. That literally happened. It ruined my evening worried about the debt limit.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I have no doubt that this upcoming battle over the debt limit, all these years later, will ruin many an evening and as well.
Well, I hope not.
I hope not, too.
Yeah.
Will it ruin your evening, EZG?
Probably not, no, but I will be a little concerned, I guess. But life will still happen.
Life will still happen. We'll just... the
sun will come out tomorrow, like Annie said. The sun will come out
The sun will come out tomorrow. That's
Bet
true.
your bottom dollar tomorrow. those.
Yes.
You don't
Bottom
wanna be start
dollars
singing
and
stuff.
such. Right. Yes.
I'm pretty rotten when it comes to singing.
Uh-huh. I have to tell you, Easy G, I think you have the voice of an angel.
Well, you're the only one that ever told me that.
The voice of an angel, Easy G. I'm trying to be kind. It's Martin Luther King Day. I'm trying to be very positive.
Right, it's Martin Luther King Day. Until he changes to another day. They always seem to change every holiday and puts it to a name that, I don't know.
I think this one's going to stick.
Like the Goffstown Redskins, now they just changed it to the Goffstown Grizzlies because it wasn't politically correct by Goffstown High School.
Uh-huh. Well, I think that's a good
I hate
change.
it.
I think that's a good change. Redskin is an ethnic slur.
Somebody posted on Facebook the other day, so how about those Goffstown Redskins? I said, yeah, I remember they were the Goffstown Redskins. And I have little buttons to prove it.
Uh-huh. Well, you should throw those
I
buttons
guess neither
away.
here or there. So people don't want to hear about my political
You
views.
should.
I don't know. It is a political show, I guess, all right?
Yeah, it is a political show. We'd love to hear about your political views. Tell us more.
Yeah, I'm not happy when they dropped the Redskins and made it the Goffstown Grizzlies just to be politically correct in my Goffstown High School days.
I think that ditching a name that is an ethnic slur is actually a good thing. I think it's a wonderful change.
Yeah, well, that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
I would challenge you, Easy G, to walk up to a Native American person and say, you know what I think sucks is they changed the name of the Goffstown Redskins to the Goffstown Grizzlies and see how they react.
I don't think they really care, to be honest with you.
I think they might.
All right, well, that's my my little.
Isn't Bruce Native American?
I have no idea. I never asked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll see him next time I'll ask.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling it's not, though.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, enough of that, Mama Jumbo. Let's change the subject, and I got my report already when you get a chance. I rewrote most of it.
Oh, an entertainment report. Wow.
So you read it.
Let me cue up the music here. This is very exciting.
It's always important to read your report.
Yes.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Easy G's gotcha. Entertainment report style. That's why I'm easy.
Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
Alrighty, today's 116, as everybody knows, Martin Luther King Day.
Not everyone knows that. Not everyone's aware of the date.
All right,
Easy G.
well, they know it now. You play it every year.
Haven't you ever had anyone say to you, hey, what's today's date?
Yeah, sometimes they do.
See, not everyone knows.
Oh, it's January 16th for a couple more hours.
Well, I knew that. More than the couple. It's only
All right, well,
423.
dedicated to 4 people, believe it or not.
4 people.
Dedicated to the the fellow just passed away. He was Robbie Knievel.
Robbie Knievel. Yes, I think that came up
Believe it
on
or not,
Friday.
I'm sorry.
I just said I think that came up on Friday. We discussed that, didn't we?
No, it wasn't him. It was Lisa Marie Presley.
I
to find out, I did a little research. She had one heart attack and another one killed her.
Yeah, she had from what I read, and I didn't delve into it much, but from what I read online, she had a really hard time after her son committed suicide, which has to be just
right. I forgot about that part. Wow.
Devastating
Right.
to any parent. So that's horrible. So that probably
Yeah,
had a lot to do.
That's awful.
Probably had a
But
lot to do
believe it
with
or not, I met Robbie Knievel years and years ago. I got his autograph, but who knows where it is now.
It's probably with your buttons from that football team whose name you liked.
Yeah. So I also going to dedicate to Lisa Marie Presley and God rest her souls. I tell you, I was listening to this guy. He used to be on SmackDown. Pat McKeith. He was doing from the ground level of the after Penman game. Oh my God, the college football game. And I tell you, that guy is the best.
Pat McAfee?
I could listen to him for hours.
Yeah, you like him?
Yeah, he used to be the SmackDown guy. He used to stand on top of the table and he goes, "I love this guy. He's a party." And
yeah,
that guy, he's one of the best.
Big fan. One of the
Works
best.
for ESPN now. Probably make more money.
Probably. Although ESPN is known for underpaying their on-air talent, but he's also got his own show that's online that's hugely successful.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I listened to it. I heard that show. I listened to it a little bit. Yeah, but that guy's one of my favorites lately.
One of your favorites.
Yeah, and also going to dedicate it to the, I don't get the fellow's name, but I was a little lazy about this, but
Uh-huh.
the Pardon the Interruption. I don't know if you ever heard that show. It's usually on at 5:30 on ESPN. No, you're not a big sports fan.
I'm not a big sports fan. I feel like I've heard of the show. However, I do try to keep
Yeah, it's
up
been on a long
on what's
time.
going on in media, as
Usually
you know.
one guy in one studio, there's another guy in another studio.
Uh-huh. And they interrupt each
Believe it or
other?
not, they talk about sports for 30 minutes.
Is that why it's called Pardon the Interruption? Like one of them will be in one
Right,
studio?
and I like what they do at the end. One of the guys there, he says, "Oh, we'll try to do a better job next time," and then he waves a Canadian flag. Why, I don't know. Maybe he's Canadian.
Canadian flag, that offends me. This is
Yeah.
America, and ESPN is an American company, and sports were invented by America, and I am very
Or
upset
maybe he
by
was born in
this.
Canada.
Well, that's no excuse. He should become an American citizen and support America. America first, EZG.
Right. Oh, there you go. Well, on to other ridiculous events. As you well know, I say it starts right now, January 1st, but they officially do it at the Royal Rumble, January 28th. All of these shows are on Peacock at 8 o'clock. It only costs $4.99 a month, which I pay for. And here we go. It's the Road to WrestleMania begins, and there's always room for one more, as I always like to say.
Uh-huh.
And then once the Royal Rumble is finished, they go on to Canada, believe it or not. February 18th, Elimination Chamber, and they have all these events now on Saturday. Everybody used to have pay-per-views on Sundays.
Yes.
And then March, they have the Hype Month. No pay-per-views that month. I don't know why they switched it over to Saturday. Any ideas?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe they want to mix it up.
Maybe they wanted to mix it up.
Yeah, and then we're headed to WrestleMania, where they're going to play in that SoFi Stadium. I think it costs like $2 billion to make that stadium over in California. They go all WrestleManias there. April 1st and 2nd, that was SmackDown, all the same arena.
You going to go?
On March 31st at 8 o'clock.
You going to go? You going to be there? You going to go?
No.
You going to be there? You going to go?
And right after that show on Peacock, they're going to have the Hall of Fame from 10 to 11:30, which I'll probably watch the next day because you can watch it later.
Yes, of
And then,
course.
believe it or not, they're going to the night after WrestleMania at the same arena, 8 to 11 o'clock on the USA. The SmackDown, of course, will be on Fox. And then night 1, 8 to 10:30 approximately, and then night 2, 8 to 10:30.
Uh-huh.
Which is a lot better because people are complaining that WrestleMania used to be like 8 hours.
Yes. It's a
People say,
long
I can't
show.
watch wrestling that long. So
It's
I
a
think
big-
just splitting it up and making it only 2.5 hours is a lot better. I
Yes.
don't know what you think about that.
I agree. It's a big commitment to watch WrestleMania. I haven't watched WrestleMania in
Right, and of course,
many
if you
years.
miss it that night, you can always watch it the next day or the next month or the next year.
That's true. You can watch it. You could watch it the next decade if you want to.
Right.
Yes.
So that's your WrestleMania report.
Oh wow, that was so
We'll move
good.
on-
That
we'll
deserves.
move on to the ladies now.
That deserves one of these.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy does.
That's right. Did you?
Yeah, so, and everybody knows, it's been on the radio many times, and you was a video a while back. Katie Dobbins.
Yes.
She's tried to do even more amazing stuff. She's got new music coming in this year. Yep, as soon as it's available. She's working on it. Yeah, I asked her that on Facebook Messenger. Plus, we got a couple of shows next month, which is great. They're both paid events. March 10th at Elmont's Book Coffee Bean in Biddeford, Maine at 6:30.
She's
and the week after, approximately. What?
Something about coffee beans?
Book Coffee Beer.
Oh,
Biddeford, Maine.
Coffee beer? They've combined them?
Yep.
I bet that makes.
March 18th at 6:30.
I bet people like
at
that.
a place called the 7 p.m. show. Doors are. Oops, I swapped up with that one. The tickets are $10.
Uh-huh.
Next week I'll tell you where it is. I forgot to write it down.
Oh, that's good.
6:30 doors, 7 p.m. show.
No, that's good, easy.
And
you know
$10 at the door.
You know what's good is, a little bit of a cliffhanger, right? Because you want to get everybody coming back for the next one. So you give them a little cliffhanger. You tell them a little bit about the show, but not everything about the show. So then they go.
Important stuff like where is that?
Then they go.
All right, well, next week
I gotta tune in.
I'll tell everybody where it is.
Next week you're going to tell
Little
everybody
egg on
where it
your
is.
face, that one.
It'll be the big reveal. No, I think you got to play it off like this was all part of your strategy. You thought I'm gonna hook people in so they have to listen every single week, and I think it is genius.
I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes here.
Wrap it up.
Not much going on with Amanda McCarthy. Of course, I'm not going to discuss all the shows she's doing in where she lives in Nashville, Tennessee. Because people actually one time I know one fellow went down there. I can't think of his name right now, but he went down there to see a show or two, and he lives around here. Can't think of his name, but anyways, he would tell me, "Well, you would talk about like shows," and he went down.
DJ Reckless.
Overall, I don't think many people care what she's doing down in Nashville when you live here in New Hampshire.
I think a lot of people care. I think people.
But she is playing at a place called In-N-Out Burger. It's a new burger joint. You ever heard of them?
She's playing at In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, you heard of that? It's a burger joint.
I've heard of it. I've never been to one because we don't have them.
Yeah, she's playing there. She's playing a place. Oh, you heard of this place, TGIF, one at the mall.
TGIF, yes.
And she also plays at a tacos place. She loves tacos.
She loves tacos. Why not play at a taco
she
place?
Played us here twice. Or there used to be a taco tour. Well, still one here, new ones.
I also.
She played two. We're from Nashville. She played at two, I believe, taco tours right here in Manchester.
I can tell you, Easy G, I love tacos and as well. And when I used to play in bands, I always wanted to do a tour of Taco Bells in the region. I think that would have been very exciting.
Yeah, there you go. But she also has a little activity called Getting Married to Tom, April 15th. Originally, I was going to go to that, but I just figured that was too far.
Too far.
Now I live in a nursing home. I don't think they'll let me to go anyways.
I thought you were going to walk her down the aisle.
Yeah, well, I asked Tom if they're going to be putting on Facebook like a power couple here. Ellie and Ed would show their 3-minute ceremony and did a little half-an-hour preview at their house. So Tom said I haven't decided that yet. So it'd be great if they put it on live Facebook.
Yeah, what if they don't? Are you going to be mad?
No, I'll get over it.
I'd be mad. I'd be like,
I'm not in charge.
You're not in charge. That's true. You're not the wedding planner.
But it'd be nice to see him on the walking down the aisle.
Is that a field you've ever considered getting into, Easy G, becoming a wedding planner?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm all set. Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll move on to wrap it up here. April Christmas has a lot of going on. You might have heard of her, April Cushie. At 6 o'clock, she plays every Wednesday at Killington River Shop in Vermont.
Killington?
Yep.
What a terrible name.
January 28th.
Sounds like a place you go to get murdered.
23 and 29. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a place you go to get murdered. Killington.
Oh, yeah, there you go. The Cake Theater, that's where the boys play. It's like a percussion. That's their theater here in New Hampshire, up at the Lakes region. He's going to be playing with Isaiah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
Isaiah Bonnet.
I thought you were going to say Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Tickets are 23 and 29, plus you can get them at the show.
And you can get cake? Is there cake? You said the Cake Theater. Is there cake?
This is the name of the theater. That's what Recycle Percussion and Justin Spencer, I guess, decided to call it.
Justin Spencer decided to call it Cake?
Yeah, the Cake Theater, yeah. It's his thing. So
he calls it the Cake Theater.
Right here, you get to name whatever you want.
I wonder, you know what I think would be fun? I'd like to someday have a venue also called the Cake Theater. But when people get there, surprise, there is no cake, but there is lemon meringue pie.
Yeah, she's also playing this Friday. And I saw these guys play years ago when they were on a free show. When Sarah Budger used to do a run in town called Houston Bernard Band. You ever heard of them?
Who's a what's a what? Who?
Houston Bernard Band. They're a big country band. They're a band that plays country music.
They're a country band, and they're a band who plays country music. I am not familiar, Easy G.
Yeah, they're really good. April Christmas is going to be playing with them at 9 o'clock. Country music. They call it Houston Bernard and Friends Country Music Enforcement, and April Christmas will be playing with them at 9 o'clock.
Ooh.
April Cushman.
April Cushman, you like her, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And then January 30th, she's playing. April. She's got a new song called Smoke, and you can pre-save it on 1-8. And I did on Spotify or Apple. It's very easy to do. And I've heard the music. It's pretty darn good.
Pretty darn good.
February 11th, she's playing at the Rex Theater, 668-5588, with I think it's $29. The tickets, and it was with Charlie. I always mess up his last name. CHRUNOPOLEUS. He'll be playing with her.
Chronopolis?
Something like that. Yep. And this is, there's a ticket fee too. It's $39, $49.50, $59.50. I'm assuming those are the first 2 rows on February 12th. April's going to be the opening act. This is a big one at Capitol Theater of the Arts in Concord. Probably
Oh, no.
The store.
Easy. I can hear it happening
What?
again. I can hear it happening again. You're being possessed by a demon again, aren't you? I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah. Doors are at 7, shows at 8. And she's the opening act for Lone Star. I tell you, they're a big band. I'm sure you've heard of them in country music.
You're starting to talk like this. It's very, very frightening.
Lone Star, have you heard of that, Matt?
You're being dragged to hell. I have heard of Lone Star, yes.
Yeah, she's the opening act. That's a big one. Plus, the tickets are expensive, so I'm assuming that she'll get percentage of that. So good for her.
Yes.
When you play a little small place in Manchester or Concord or wherever you play, and you just play a couple songs, and you do a gig like 2-3 hours, and I'm assuming you don't get paid a ton of money. Just a guess of mine. So when you can play for opening act for Lone Star or other bands, I'm assuming you make a little more money than you do at the bar scene. Not that I've ever got paid to work at the bar scene, but it kind of makes sense, right? You can work at a bigger place like the Rec Theater, the King Theater, the other places like in Vermont. I'm assuming that you make a good thing.
The power of Christ compels you.
Because you used to be in a lot of bands, right? You know what that's all about, making money.
I did used to be in a lot of bands, and we were in I was in a band called Broken Hell, and it was very evil.
I believe it.
And we used to sing songs about the type of thing that you're dealing with right now.
Yeah, look at the band that Texas Mike got in big trouble about the what's his name there? It's not on the show anymore. He had a rock and roll band and he talking about Mike Marno and the Dark Side.
Compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Sorry,
remember the name of the band? I forget the name though. It used to be a kind of rock and roll. Played a lot of heavy stuff.
Who was in the band? Scumpy, you said?
Yeah, Scumpy. He got Mike Marno thrown out of the bar.
I do remember. Yes, he was in a band called Def Con.
Quite the scandal.
And Def Con, they used to play that evil rock and roll music, all those minor chords.
Yeah, I saw him play at the downtown at the that theater. I mean, that place where 116 Grill or something like that downtown.
I've been
worried. I went to see 3 songs, and man, it was not my style, unfortunately.
I've been worried, Easy G, about this rock and roll music and what it does to the youth ever since Elvis was on Ed Sullivan shaking his hips, and I think that's what's dragging you to hell right now.
Yeah, well, I know he's not on the show anymore, but I wish him the best, Scumpy. And
I thought you meant Elvis.
My security guy for the Peter White Morning Show.
Who's the security guy? What?
Lenny. Remember Lenny?
Oh, I remember Lenny. Yes, his brother.
Where he told Pauly C one time, "Would you shut up?" And that was a classic moment on the show.
Oh, yes. Maybe we'll play that.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, speaking of Pauly C and Matt, and
yes.
You never know who's listening. Katie's listening. Well, I listened to the whole show on Podbeam on Saturday morning around I don't know, 3 to 6 in the morning, something to do. And I tell you, Katie, if you're listening, boy, what a great job.
Who?
She sang that song, Katie, for a lot of the way towards the end of the show.
Wait, what? I'm confused. Where?
Breakfast Bunch of Radio. Katie was there on Friday, and she sang a song for Letter Lynn.
Yes. That was incredible. Yeah, she sang Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah, it was. I heard the whole thing. Wow.
Coal Miner's Daughter. Yeah, she has a hell of a voice. Very talented.
Yeah, very talented, yes. And, of course, she's walking down the aisle soon, so God bless her.
Yes, That's right. God bless her. Are you going to walk her down the aisle? Since you're not walking Amanda McCarthy
I don't think
down
I'm
the
even
aisle.
invited, which is fine.
Oh, are you bitter?
And I heard that guy that runs the country bar across the street from the show here. He's getting married too. Must be love in the air.
Pat Mills?
I forget the guy's name, but I've never met him.
Is it Pat Mills from Bonfire?
Yeah, Pat Mills. Yeah, he's getting married. He's getting married at a destination wedding, I guess, somewhere overseas.
Oh, congratulations to him.
Yeah, and of course we know Robert Dion. He's getting tied in that soon too. Wow.
That's right. Yes. Does it?
I'm all for other people getting married, but it's just not my thing anymore.
I was going to say, do you have the itch? Or are you looking to wed?
No.
Maybe you call
I'm all for
up.
Other people doing it though, but I'm all set.
Maybe you call up the ex-wife. Say, hey, you ever think about getting back together?
No.
Having some kids?
That would be a good idea.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it
for
out
a lot
there.
of reasons.
Oh, right.
Well, anyways, that's my mini report. We're going to start talking about my ex-wife. It's probably a good idea to end the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. So I'm going to let you go and have a good rest of yourself. Talk to you later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Easy G. Bye-bye. Wow. All right, Easy G. Eric Gagnon leaves us. We should play him out properly, of course.
From around the way. Easy.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Easy G's gotcha. Entertainment Report style. That's
why I'm easy.
Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
Very nice, very nice. Well, if you'd like to join us today on the program, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton, or send me an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. We'll get caught up there. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Matt. Listen, I'll be brief. I'm sitting here listening to the show and listening to Easy, and he was calm, relaxed. He listened. He spoke.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a new Easy because of a resolution or what. But Easy, I know you're out there. It was actually a pleasure to listen to you talk. So I don't get it. So
but Ron,
knock on wood. But
Ron,
he was slow.
Yes.
He stopped, talked, listened, spoke, so that was cool.
But Ron, weren't you concerned when his voice began to change and it got all gravelly? That was very worrying to me.
Well, I've been hearing a lot of that. He'd call in the morning show and this and that, and he sounds like he's just got to clear his throat really well, or take a cough,
or he's possessed,
or something.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as his head doesn't start spinning around, we won't worry too much.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to listen to the rest of your show, but I had to give Easy a plug. It was like, wow.
Yes, he did well today, actually, and he actually, you know what? Come to think of it, he did listen a little bit better than usual, so that's good. Right? Oh, I think Ron.
I'm a little weird.
What? What's going on there?
I'm on the side. That's how I felt.
Yes. Okay. All right. Very good, Ron. Well, thank you for the call, my friend.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye. I wasn't sure what happened. It sounded like Ron dropped his phone or something there, but he did sound a little better than usual. That does open up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Getting back to my stomach for a moment, Melanie says, stop lying, I'm in your stomach right now. There's Wi-Fi in here, don't worry. Crystal, our friend from Illinois, says, think of the terrible indigestion, Matt, you would have if we all lived in your stomach, especially from those who shall not be named. Oh, that's true. Yes, absolutely. Crystal also mentions she hates Bruce. Yeah, I'm suspicious of that Bruce guy, I'll tell you. Jason Fedderson says, I'm starting to like Bruce. Miriam Banish joins us in the Facebook live chat and says, hello, it's cold outside. Yeah, I think it's supposed to warm up tomorrow, though. Is it tomorrow? I think it's supposed to be in the 40s, or maybe the day after. Crystal says, I think Bruce has Easy's Robbie Knievel signature under his mattress. Could be. That's something you'd want to hide to keep safe. You wouldn't want people stealing it from you. Let's see. Paulie C says the hook brings them back. Yes, a little Blues Traveler. And I think this is Easy G calling back. Hello.
Hey, I wanted to finish on short Katie, won't be getting the right information. So it's 6:30 doors, 7 p.m. show. I think $10 buy tickets at doors called the Bell Brick Laconia series featuring Katie Dobbins and like I said, it's Laconia. That's where the boys play at their Cake Theater.
Yes.
So, and like to see everybody there and say hello and Have a good night. It's a coffee joint, so.
Are you
have a little coffee and have
and some lemon
have
meringue
Kitty,
pie and
thing.
some lemon meringue pie? You can have coffee and some lemon meringue.
I don't know what they serve there, but I know they have some nice food at the bookery.
Do you know if you're allowed to bring
I saw
your
you
own?
there a while back when the guy does the music there, coolest cat in town, Rob Azevedo.
Rob
did his book there.
Azevedo, yes, yes.
I actually saw you there for a few minutes.
I was there, yes. It was a lovely time.
And I think even
that was several years ago.
Even your other half, I think, might have shown up too. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember.
Jenny was not. This was a few years ago. Jenny was
There
not.
was a lot of people there. I remember that's where I met Katie Dobbins years ago, and I asked her how much for that bookmarker, and she said it's free. And I happened to put on the, speaking of Justin Spencer, I bought one of his books, Rocky bought one of his books when he was at the mall. He said, hey, it's on me. I said, wow, thanks. And I happened to display that on Facebook, and she noticed that my notebook, notebook. No. I think he put it in the book there.
Bookmark?
Bookmarker. He said, wow, nice bookmarker. So she was paying attention to that. She remembered.
Now, when I ask someone how much something is and they say it's free, my natural reaction is to go, score! Did you do that?
Say that again?
When I ask someone how much something is and they say it's free, my natural reaction is to go, score! As I then lunge for the item. Is that what you did?
No, I believe I didn't have that much money on me, so I just took the bookmark, and that was it.
Well, that's my point. The bookmark was free.
If I had some money, I would have bought one of the CDs, but I didn't have $10 on me. So.
Right. But if she had told
you... But now, you're a pretty smart smart guy. You don't really need CDs anymore.
No, you don't. There's no reason to have CDs.
Spotify and Apple and all the places you can just... Oh, and then Spotify, you can actually pay them money to get the Supreme edition where you don't have the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
But I just do the free one.
Yeah, I don't like the Supreme.
Things get out of hand real quickly. I signed up for a 30-day trial of the Paramount so I can watch some football games, but when that's over, I'm just going to cancel it. Because I can really out of control all these channels and say, well, $5 here, $10 there.
It adds up.
Next thing you know, you're ringing up $100 bill.
It adds up.
Right, but and my other health tip is, since I started around the new year, I say, hey,
health tip.
Why don't I start a new habit, which is a good habit, and drinking a lot of water.
That is a good habit, EZG, yes.
Especially when you get up in the morning. I read that on the, I try to get too much information on Google because a friend of mine said you really shouldn't Google anything when it comes to health questions because they don't really know what the hell they're talking about.
Well, that's not
But just for fun, I
necessarily...
Google them.
That's not necessarily true.
Yep.
What you shouldn't do
They
is...
say drinking a lot of water in the morning is a great thing to do.
No, you can Google health questions, but what you have to be careful about is some people will, if they're not feeling well, they'll go to a website like WebMD and start punching in their symptoms of whatever, and then they'll start to believe. I used to play in a band with a guy, Dave, who was very much a hypochondriac, and even the slightest thing that was bothering him, he'd go to a WebMD and he'd start putting in his information, and he would convince himself he was dying of like 10 different diseases because he had a sniffle.
Yeah, well, it's something I just Googled. It's a good idea to drink a lot of water in the morning. He said, very good idea.
Yes. Well,
of course, some people, it makes it extreme. They drink too much water.
Oh, don't drink too much water.
No, but some people do that, though.
Well, those people need to cut back.
Right, so I started drinking a lot of water out throughout the day, and especially in the morning before you eat any food.
Yes.
And I think it's a great idea if anybody's listening.
It is a great idea.
That's my health tip.
Everybody's listening. It's a great idea.
Right. So, all your listeners all over the world, as you say. All right, so that's my part two, and I'll wrap it up.
All right, bye-bye.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy dope.
I didn't know we were going to get health tips. Wow. Paulie C in the chat room says, Matt, shameless plug. Friday night on Retro Spectrum Radio, we've got the topic all figured out. Now you have to. It's simple. We're going to play 25 songs that all have one thing in common, and you have to figure out what that is. Call in with the correct answer. Overthinkers, welcome. We'll also be joined by published author, poet, and host of Granite State of Mind, the great Rob Azevedo. Yes, that'll be nice and very convenient for Rob. Rob, of course, is here Fridays. Fridays are very busy here at WMNH 95.3. We have my show from 4 to 6 p.m., and then Rob comes in for Granite State of Mind from 6 to 7 p.m., and then, of course, from 8 to 11 p.m., we have Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. And so Rob will do double duty that night, and that'll be a lot of fun. Very good. Very good. Alex Whiteley says in the chat, on the subject of physical media, I love throwing on some vinyl. It's the best way to experience music at home. Yeah, nothing sounds better than vinyl. That is true. That is true. Vinyl has a certain warmth, you know. Vinyl sounds better than a CD, and a CD sounds better than an MP3, and so on. And somewhere in there, cassette tapes fit. Those actually made a comeback. It's kind of weird. Yes, but looking forward to Friday night. Jason Federson also excited. Wow. Yes, and Melanie is already asking if the theme is blood. She says, "I'm pretty sure I just won the contest." Yes, well. Probably not. If you're just joining us, I mean, if the theme was blood, I assume Paul will change it now that you've already guessed it. Coming up in the second hour, Shane Ballin will be joining us. In fact, I see someone with a guitar out in the hallway, so that's probably him. So we'll be bringing him in a moment. And let's see. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, too, before I forget, obviously today, Martin Luther King Day, as we discussed at the top of the show. Next month for February, our friend Eric Pilcher, who does, of course, Eric Pilcher's classic film review every Friday, for the month of February, and of course, we're a couple weeks away from that, but since it's Martin Luther King Day, it's worth mentioning. He's going to be doing again, because February is Black History Month. So that will be the theme with Eric's reviews throughout the month of February, is films that are appropriate for celebrating Black History Month. He did that last year, and it was really cool. So he's going to do it again this year with some films, and really looking forward to that. So that will be this Friday on the show. And just to kind of put a button on this. Yeah, we were looking at this. This is from Axios. The states that celebrate both MLK Day and Confederate holidays. It says 10 states, all in the American South, celebrate Martin Luther King Day and observe at least one Confederate holiday during the rest of the year. All U.S. states honor MLK every year, but the number of states also honoring the Confederacy highlights the country's struggle to reconcile its racial past. Alabama and Mississippi celebrate MLK and Robert E. Lee, the losing Confederate general and slaveholder, on the same day. That is messed up. Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas all have at least one day commemorating the Confederacy. They should just call it Treason Day or Sedition Day or something on the other days of the year. Mississippi and Alabama each celebrate a total of 3 Confederate holidays every year: Robert E. Lee Day, Confederate Memorial Day, and Jefferson Davis's birthday, all paid holidays for state employees. Last February in Alabama, a bipartisan group of state senators introduced legislation to split up Robert E. Lee Day and MLK Day, but the bill is indefinitely postponed. In 2000, when South Carolina became one of the last states to honor MLK with a state holiday, the legislature also voted to create Confederate Memorial Day, celebrated annually on May 10. Tennessee has a day of special observance for Nathan Bedford Forrest, another Confederate general and the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Lovely. Arkansas split up Robert E. Lee Day and MLK Day in 2017. The state still commemorates Lee on the second Saturday in October, as well as Jefferson Davis on June 3rd. For years, Georgia listed Confederate Memorial Day and Robert E. Lee Day on its official state holiday calendar. Since 2016, the state has changed both holiday names to an innocuous-sounding state holiday. Georgia state law requires the governor to pronounce at least one day dedicated to honoring the Confederacy. Wow, even Georgia. I mean, Georgia, one of the more, I'd say, as far as the South, Georgia, one of the more progressive states of the South. Defenders of the Confederate holidays and monuments say removing them would erase history. Historians and scholars, I think those belong in a museum, not in a place where, people can honor the people the statues are for. Historians and scholars say the Confederate holidays and monuments in the South mostly appeared well after the Civil War, as Confederate apologists pushed the lost cause narrative downplaying slavery. NAACP President and CEO Derek Johnson told Axios, quote, "It is a diminishing reality that people even recognize and celebrate those Confederate holidays. we must completely do away with any concept that the Confederacy and those who participated were patriots, unquote. I absolutely agree. DeMario Cooper, co-executive director of the Center for Popular Democracy, said it was hypocritical for any state to honor King while celebrating those who defended enslavement, saying, quote, "There's no way that you can compare someone who literally fought for the highest ideals of human beings to someone who was like, I think these humans are checkbooks, they are cow, they are like animals," unquote. While many remaining historic sites in the South dedicated to Confederates are well kept, many sites linked to civil rights and the Victorious Union North sit abandoned or in disarray. Yeah, what it's like in the South, and again, no offense intended to anyone listening in the South online, but not everyone, of course. I shouldn't say they. That's too broad. But don't some people in the South refer to the Civil War as the War of Northern Aggression? All right. But we've come a long way. We absolutely have. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to get to a break, and I had something else I wanted to play. If you missed the top of the show, I played Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. There was something else from the History Channel here that I wanted to share that gives us a history of that speech and talks about Martin Luther King Day specifically as we go to break. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to get our guest in here, Shane Ballin, who's a talented musician from the area, and he's got his guitar, so I think he's going to play live for us, and looking forward to that. So don't go anywhere. Plenty more Matt Connarton Unleashed coming right up as we are about to cross into hour number 2 on this Martin Luther King Day 2023.
On a hot day in August 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered a speech that would define the civil rights movement and his legacy. This, of course, was his I Have a Dream speech, delivered on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
The March on Washington served as a massive push for economic and political justice for African Americans. Held during the year celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, crowds marched on the National Mall to watch a variety of musical performances and speeches. Dr. King, a Baptist preacher and prominent civil rights leader, was scheduled to speak towards the end of the day, his debut on the national stage. Up until that point, King mostly addressed small crowds at black churches, rallies, or fundraisers. This time, he would be seen by nearly 250,000 people on the ground, as well as millions at home watching on television. This was an opportunity to reach a wide audience and persuade the public and the government to take action against racial injustice. The night before, King worked with a close group of advisors to get the speech just right. They worked through the night, settling on a final draft in the pre-dawn hours of August 28. Interestingly, the phrase, "I have a dream," a phrase he used in earlier speeches, was nowhere to be found in this copy. The words wouldn't manifest until almost halfway into Dr. King's speech, when gospel singer Mahalia Jackson, who had performed earlier in the day, called out to him from the sidelines to tell them about the dream. King set his prepared remarks aside and improvised the rest, crafting a soaring speech that would sear into the minds of millions of Americans.
No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
The speech was divided into 2 parts. The first listed the injustices that African Americans faced: segregation, police brutality, disenfranchisement, and discrimination, and urged a call to nonviolent action. The second launched into King's dream of peace and racial harmony, a vision of a future in which people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I Have a Dream.
Highlighting King's skills as a preacher, I Have a Dream was part sermon and part poetry, using rhetorical devices like repetition, rhyme, and vivid metaphor to drive his points home. It was peppered with historic, biblical, and literary references that moved the crowd. This message of struggle and hope became the defining moment not only of King's career, but also the civil rights movement. Both the speech and the March on Washington were credited with helping secure the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, a landmark piece of legislation that ended segregation and banned discrimination on the basis of race or sex in the workplace.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! We are free at last!
The speech also resonated with activists around the globe. I Have a Dream, the phrase that wasn't even meant to be in his final draft, appeared in political actions all around the world. It's considered one of the world's most transformative and influential speeches, alongside others like Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address and Winston Churchill's Blood, Toil, Tears, and Sweat. I Have a Dream is only one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s many achievements, but it's nonetheless one of the most pivotal.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are into hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnarton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, merch, etc., etc. Today is Monday, January 16, 2023, and happy Martin Luther King Day to all. And we have with us in studio studio. Let me get that mic up there. A very talented musician has joined us on the couch. Shane Ballin is here. How are you, sir?
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Great
welcome.
to be here. Great to be here. It's an honor. Thanks for having me on, being unleashed.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad Jenny reached out to you. And we had spoken. You called recently. I think it was it Friday or Thursday last week?
Yeah.
And you told us about was it your grandfather?
That's
Clyde?
right. That's right. And my grandfather, Clyde Joy, he's known as the granddaddy of New England country music. Believe it or not.
Okay.
He started up the Circle 9 Ranch in Epsom, and he played with a lot of the greats. He played with Johnny Cash on the stage, shared it with Loretta Lynn, Big Trio, and such. He had a radio show for 16 years on WMUR in Manchester, Joy in the Morning with Willie May, and he did a lot of yodeling. He was known as the Dixie Yodeler.
Oh, no kidding.
Back in the day, yeah. And right over here, I have his patinaed, beautiful Gibson guitar, probably about 60 to 70 years old there, one of his. And then on it is the hat, one of the hats that you can actually see him wearing that hat. If you were to Google him, you can look him up, wearing that hat on the radio.
Oh, that's the actual hat, huh?
Yeah, that's
oh,
the real
no
one.
kidding. Wow.
Yeah, it's a little small for me, though.
Yeah. Did you learn from him? Did you learn guitar from him?
I didn't play guitar back then when he was alive.
Yeah.
But something to be said about a resonation of music. And I can say a lot about that at a place I play up at Charlie's Hill up in Lebanon, Maine, and there's a lot of resonation of beautiful bands and music that comes through there. And it stays in there, and I don't know if it's osmosis, I don't know, what it is, but if you're around it enough, it's like music can seep right into your soul, it seems.
Yeah. There are theories too about genetics. Is there a genetic component? Because you see it so often where someone, just as a random example, Eddie Van Halen, who of course one of the most incredible guitar players who ever lived.
Wolfgang.
And Wolfgang is just, he might even be better because Wolfgang can play seemingly anything. He's like Prince. He can just play all these instruments.
I wish I had his bloodstream, but he's my step-grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his wife for many years, Mae Jabert. So that's my blonde grandma. I've always called her, long blonde hair.
Yeah.
It was white,
Oh, okay.
She'd like to have some cigarettes, so I would call her blonde grandma.
And now, how long have you been playing? Because you said you didn't play when he was still alive.
Right.
So
that's right. I've been playing for most people I think would say it's pretty recent. So I have a lot to learn still, but probably about 4 years or so.
Oh, okay.
But just it's like anything you want to do, you just go at it as hard as you can, and you can ramp it up.
Yeah. Now you've got so you have several songs. What? Actually, I'll ask you. What would you rather do? Do you want to play something and we'll talk some more? Or do you want to play the set all the way through and then we'll talk at the end?
Let me play a song for you.
Okay.
And I'll set it up a little bit, and then we can talk in between here.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Song I'd like to play first is a song called it's called Charlie, and it's a tribute to Charlie Ray, the daughter of a woman who's taken in many bands and musicians and artists from all over the country and promoters onto her property and opened up her life to them and brought music to them as a tribute to Charlie. And I thought it was so fitting to write a song that was fitting to her.
Okay.
And so I figured I would write this one day because I had to. I fell asleep and I woke up and just recently had stayed over there by the nice fire, and I hear the talk about if there's the lights flickering, could be Charlie. Oh well, maybe someone stuck in the mud. It might be Charlie out there. And the resonation like we spoke of, and the stove inside, it's all beautiful, and it all culminated to the love of their daughter. And it goes like this. Saturday night jams and loving hands. Pink guitars and borrowed cars. distance between us is closer than you think. The next time you're in the field and the stars, they give a wink. Just remember, I'm waiting in sleep. Just like the campers in the field on retreat. I'm the flickering light, and I'm the reason you fight. I'm the whistle in the wind, and I'm the curl in your grin. I'm the chills on your neck, and I'm the silence when you rest. When living love and laughter survive, and that hot stove keeps the music alive. It's the resonation that still resides. In all this you'll find, oh, it's me. 'Cause I'm the flickering light, and I'm the reason you fight. And I'm the curl in your grin, and I'm the chills on your neck. I'm the whistle in the wind, and I'm the silence when you rest. When living love and laughter survive, and that hot stove keeps the music alive. It's the resonation that will always reside. In all this you'll find, it's me, Charlie.
Wow, that's pretty.
Thanks.
I like the vibe. It's kind of, it's kind of poetry.
That's
know?
right. Yeah. And when I wrote it, it was a poem for and I've tried to do it other ways, but I think it comes across best like that.
So it started out as a poem.
Yeah.
Is that usually how you write? Lyrics first?
Yeah. Lyrics first. Like I say, I'm a relatively new songwriter. I have a lot to learn. There's a lot of people out there with much more talent than me, much more experience, but I speak from the heart and I'm right for the heart.
Yeah.
I think it comes across, and you can string pain project it. You get the pain in your fingers, you project this into your audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of my songs is the next one I want to do for you is called String Pain Projection.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You want to go ahead and do that now?
Sure.
All right,
sure.
cool.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do that.
I'm curious to hear it after you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, so and this song gets its roots as well up in it's called the Blue Knuckle Crew. Anybody who can go up to Jam Night in December, January, and February up there in Maine,
Oh wow,
the Blue Knuckle Crew, Uncle Mike. And
what is it in a cold barn or something?
Yeah, it's an old it's an old milking barn with cement floors, real long, 75 yards or something, and just tapestries, beautiful. Big stove in the inside, poplar burning, it's hardwood smells. And so this was one, and as I began to know them, I stayed over a couple times and manned the fire.
Yeah.
Like the farm hand.
Yeah.
And a couple times it's gone out in the middle of the night. A couple times you got to get up, so but you got your cot, and there's something so peaceful and relaxing about it.
Yeah.
And so I wrote this song inspired by that as well. And, it's called Denim and Six Strings. I know I'm wearing all denim.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna switch it.
Cool.
Okay. So, let's go ahead. This is called String Pain Projection.
All right.
Hey. You can't catch me on radar, I'm running in still. Can't catch me on the radar, I'm running in still. Passed up on riches, but I've got my health. Pulling in the finish lines, 4 tires all flat. Proving them wrong, what they're thinking about that. I rise like a phoenix and landing on my feet, with felines abilities and fire in my wings. String pain projection making my fingers bleed. Subconscious mind is drafting when I sleep. I'm feeling rhythm in everything, like my cat on my chest, purring in a dream. The wind's howling outside like a banshee scream, and I've been known to make this 6-string sing. And I love the smells that a campfire brings, the smoky infusion into my blue jeans. And I love the songs that stovepipe sings, the creaks and the bangs when a screen door swings. Can't catch me on a radar, I'm running instead. Passed up on riches, but I've got my health. I'm pulling in a finish lines, 4 tires all flat. I'm proving them wrong, what they're thinking about that. I rise like a phoenix and land on my feet, with felines abilities and fire in my wings. It's string pain projection making my fingers bleed. Subconscious mind is drafting when I sleep. Thanks.
Oh, dude, you got a killer voice.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It was funny because, with the first song, you don't really get to show it off because it's, it's sort of like a spoken word thing. But then, so I wasn't ready for that. Like you just said, it's very, it's very sort of rich and just, full. Like,
I appreciate all the compliments.
Yeah. Did you, cause you said you're relatively new to playing guitar and writing songs. Like, what about singing? Have you been singing for a long time?
Yeah, I think back, and I was always trying to sing, and I haven't really been singing, focusing on it like I have now. But
yeah,
just like anyone else has, I guess, getting up at karaoke and doing La Bamba.
So, are you self-taught? No
Yeah.
lessons?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Good for you. What about with guitar?
Same thing.
No kidding.
Yeah. But
that always amazes me when I see somebody who can finger pick and you're self-taught. That's always very impressive to me.
Yeah, I just kept at it, and it's like a lesson in life. Just like anything you want to do bad enough,
Yeah.
and focus hard enough, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
And, you get frustrated sometimes, so frustrated, and then you got to push through that frustration. You don't put it down. You
Yep.
keep grabbing it again because you
Yep.
keep it sitting out. You put it in the case, it's gone. But it's been really great for me. But I found that it's, I've always been missing some sort of things. I've always felt like I've had an extra nervous energy in me. And twitchy and this and that. But this was my outlet. This is something that a lot of people can do, is find any kind of music. It's everywhere, and so I found that it healed me, and it also heals other people. I love to go. I've been going to some hospitals. I've been to Dartmouth Hitchcock in New Hampshire, the Children's Center. I've been up to Concord recently.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brittany. I hope you're doing better. I hope you're doing well. All right, and keep going, keep fighting, and so I really love that, and that's really what I'd love to keep pursuing that.
Yeah.
Volunteering around. So get a hold of me. Anybody who wants me to play for them, or anyone, loved ones, I don't mind. I would love to.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. If you're just joining us, we're joined by Shane Ballin. He is on the couch. He's got his guitar. He's playing some songs for us, and sounds fantastic. If you have any questions or anything at all for Shane while he's here, give us a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. By the way, our friend Alex Whiteley from the UK is in the chat room. He says, whenever I see a guy with a guitar, I'm always inclined to ask if they know any Oasis. It's an ironic thing to ask here in the UK. Do you know any Oasis?
Yeah, I could probably play a little Wonderwall, but I wouldn't dare here. I don't want to get copyright infringement.
I understand. Wonderwall's a great song, though. And Sepsis is in the chat room and says, thank you for your talent and love for music. You're a generous and passionate human being. See you soon. Yeah, so we were talking.
I love them.
Yeah, we were talking about Sepsis a little bit off air. Oh, and because I happen to be wearing the Swarmy Fest shirt today. Jenny and I were participating in Swarmy Fest, and we're had a great time over at Jewel. And but what were you telling me? You followed them down to the music awards.
Yeah, they were the premier host band for the tribute band down there at the Foxborough Six Strings Bar and Grill. So we went down there, and it was great. What a great time! The awards were wonderful to be a part, not to be a part of, to watch, but and they were there. I know several of the members and the whole family from Charlie's Hill. They've been up there playing.
Yeah.
But great. Their their podcast is wonderful. You got to check them out.
Yes.
Honeycomb Hideout. They're really supportive to other musicians.
Very.
They're creating a wonderful underground music scene that's not underground anymore. It's coming up above ground, right?
Yeah, they really they promote a sense of community in the music scene, which is very cool. And with their podcast, their podcast is really good, and they impart a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and they're not afraid to share that, which is cool. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So shout out to everybody in Sepsis. Yeah.
Definitely. When you have you been playing shows or doing much of that, or
I've played a couple places, but not too much. I'm just I'm ready to start. Probably this spring, this summer, getting out more. I was up at the Levitt with a friend of mine, Brian Munger, who plays a lot. Very good musician up in Maine, New Hampshire. And up at the Hill, a couple different places here and there. But like I said, this is just all starting up.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. You want to play another one for us?
Yeah, sure. This one right here I'd like to play. It's this is a real special song to me. It's it was written with myself and a woman by the name Janine McGrath, rest in peace. She just passed away recently, but she was a talented music promoter, and she also was very valuable in all of her skills. She knew of vocal lessons. And I say I didn't do it, but she taught me several tips, things, singing and things like that. So this song was one of those things with music and vibrations, how they can heal. I was just playing the song. I started going to chord progressions similar like this, and And she just had a tear in her eye, and she sat there and she got a pencil and paper out and she wrote this song right here.
Oh wow!
Because it was a memory that just got lodged out of her head, you know, from when she was a young lady, and then she it was regarding at a trip to the dump. She had to go exchange her father's truck, this old Dodge, just for a couple bucks because she was down on her luck, but that truck meant everything to her because it still had the smells from her father in there.
Oh wow! Yeah,
tobacco. Memories of learning how to drive. I can still smell tobacco when I climb inside my daddy's truck. 3 on the tree on daddy's knee. He taught me how to drive her down an old dirt road. Lucky Strikes and Old Spice are 2 smells that hit my heart now that I'm old. The memories in that old Dodge truck are worth more than the money that you'll ever pay me. If I wasn't so down on my luck right now, I'd keep her and I'd hang on to my daddy. Unruly child running wild. He didn't know how to tame me. Daddy's girl, I was his world, and all his love he gave me. I didn't care, I just wanted to grow up and be free. The memories in that old Dodge truck are worth more than the money that you'll ever pay me. If I wasn't so down on my luck right now, I'd keep that truck and hang on to my daddy. As I take that gun rack down, now my heart, it breaks with every painful turn of the screw. That rear view window now has a very clear and painful view. Please fix her up, don't junk her, don't turn my daddy to kill. 'Cause the memories in that old Dodge truck are worth more than the money that you ever could pay me. If I wasn't so down on my luck right now, I'd keep that truck and hang on to my daddy. Nice.
Wow, that is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
So she wrote the lyrics, or you wrote them together?
Yeah,
or?
she wrote most of the lyrics. I helped out, wrote a couple of the verses, and
yeah,
I wrote the music melody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think back when I sang that one time with her. I did. You know, so every time I play it, it's like I can imagine myself right here with her standing there. You know.
Yeah.
But I can't sing it as good as she could. She had that.
Oh, really?
Voice that was just built for that song.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wish I could find it for you, but it's not on Facebook.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, speaking of that, so do you have anything recorded, or is this kind of the first time these songs are being
I've
documented?
Yeah, I'm actually in the process right now. I was going to be getting something for today, but it was going to be too rushed.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to be working with Mr. Goodbars from.
Excellent.
From Sepsis.
Excellent.
So I want to get something recorded right away.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be done within a week. So.
Very good.
I'll shoot it over to you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Is it going to be? What are you doing? Like an EP or what? Or just a single? Or?
No, I was going to do EP. I was going to do like 7 songs and see what I can cover.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah. Oh, so there's going to be some covers mixed in, or yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
I don't know. It might be like a big mixtape. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you do for covers? Because I always say you can kind of tell a lot about a musician's influences by what they by what they choose for cover songs.
Yeah. Lately it's different. Lately, I first started. I was all Luke Combs, a lot of country stuff. Morgan Wallen and everything, but Floyd, a lot of 70s bands. My John Mayer, Chris Cornell, probably my biggest influences.
Right really?
Now. Yeah, and so wide range. I take my Facebook page and it's just loaded with videos. I think people thought I was crazy for the last couple of years.
Really? Yeah.
Hopefully they know now.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and right now I'm I did Elvis the other day. I did one of Elvis. I couldn't believe it. I was fireside doing the harmonica. I have the harmonica over there, his old harp.
Yeah.
70-year-old harmonica from Clyde. And it was snowing out, and I just blow on the harmonica, and a little came by, and it was sounded just like Elvis.
Oh, no kidding.
So we played it, and next thing you know, I didn't realize this.
Oh,
Lisa Marie. Yeah, it was the same day, so it was a tribute, I guess.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matty. It's Gary.
Hey, Gary.
What a haunting voice.
Yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah, Shane Ballin.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Thank you,
Gary. Yeah, just the way he sings and the memories and how he plays, and just his voice. His voice is very haunting, but nice.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's soothing. It's very soothing. Now I see why. He goes to Dartmouth and things like that. He should go to hospices and play for people, and I think they would enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
I will. I'll make sure I do that.
Yeah, it made me feel good today.
Good.
I'm glad.
The last song made me think of my mom versus a dad. And how my mom would do things, and so it's very, very good. He's a very good singer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted to compliment him.
Okay.
And he said he's related to Clyde Joy.
Yeah, my grandmother was his wife for many years.
Because I'm an old fart. I'm 64 years old, and I remember that show.
Yeah.
Clyde Joy.
Yeah.
And,
The Joy in the Morning.
In the morning, yeah. And then I think it was like a Saturday night or whatever they had.
Circle
like
9
the
Ranch.
barn dance, and they had Whitey and Judy that were they would do he played mandolin, and they would sing different songs, and then they had this guy called his name was they called him Ozzy K. Rum, and he would do all these really rockabilly things, and then there was the banjo player Curly or whatever, and I remember, and then he used to do the sacred number after, and I remember him. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's great.
Is that?
Because I used to see that. Yeah, my mom and I, and everybody, we'd gather around and watch the show, and he was amazing. I used to go up to Circle 9 Ranch a lot. So
is any of that is any of that on is any of that on YouTube, Shane? Is it can you find any of those shows?
Yeah, I bet you can find the Circle 9 Ranch stuff. I know when I look up Clyde, I'm looking him up specifically, so you can find different shows. And he used to play at the Deerfield Fair for several years.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't recently look up, and I bet you most definitely you can look up there and find Circle 9 Ranch, Epsom, New Hampshire, Clyde Joy.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, Clyde and Willie Mae Joy I used to watch, and she used to play the upright bass.
Oh, wow.
So, fond memories of watching that show. And
Well, I wrote a song about both of them, and it incorporates that feeling. So I think right now, I'll probably play that song and dedicate it as a tribute to Clyde Joy.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, wow.
Let's hear that.
Yeah,
First
because
time
I remember
played it, so I just
when
finished writing it.
his son passed away in Vietnam, and he was with the same platoon or whether with my best friend. He was like my older brother that I called him, and his name was Frankie Endyke. He came from Candia, and I remember they both were in the same firefight, and then they got the same news at the same time, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
So I saw their names on the wall together, and that was amazing.
Wow. Well, thank you for that memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm an old fart fan from Clyde Joy's show. I really love that. So
very cool.
But thank you, Matty. Thank you for having me on there, and I love the music, and keep on doing it. Keep on doing it.
I will. Thank you very much,
Matty.
Gary.
Send my love to Jenny like I usually do.
Of
So,
course.
Love you both.
All
Bye-bye.
right, we love you, Gary. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, yeah, I'm very curious to hear that song.
So there was a memory that I never forgot about when Clyde fell ill. He went to the nursing home, and there was a night that I came over and kept my grandmother company, and she loved to play cards, so we played cards. And then it was time to go to bed. It was a little late, so I decided to stay. And this is the memory of that night. He'll be warming up coffee cups 3 or 4 times while watching the local news all night. Now no more smoke smell from his tobacco pipe. No one left to stoke the fire all night. No more crowns that'll chant his name. Johnny Cash, big trio in New England fame, yeah. But there was one thing that did not change. It was a pretty blonde lady with a beautiful name, yeah. Maisie, her and Clyde were quite a crew. Did you know that they were hunters too? My blonde grandma sleeps quietly on the pullout. Her nicotine blonde hair's the only color that stood out. Out in the back was a room like a shack. Might have been a few mice, could have used a cat, yeah. Bed had been made and all the cards had been played, and I went to sleep just like that. Pipe tobacco and fire smoke stained walls kinda smells the same as your bookcase does, yeah. When I woke, your songs were in my head. You must have left a piece of your soul in that bed. Your 6-string stares at me in the corner where you left it. Swear it wants to be fed, yeah. Yeah, Clyde and Maisie were quite a crew. Did you know they were hunters too? Yeah, Clyde and Maisie, they were quite a crew. Did you know they were hunters too? I hope you saved a can of Moxie in that fridge. When we meet again, you can both meet my kids. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Miriam Banish in the chat room says he has a little bit of Warren Zevon sound to his voice. Yeah, I can kind of hear that. Yeah. Is he an influence of yours or?
No, actually, no. Werewolves of London?
Yeah,
I like
and
the song.
He had two really big hits. He had a lot of great stuff, but yeah, Werewolves of London and of course Lawyers, Guns and Money, which is actually the song I prefer of the two. But yeah. And Isaac Banks, our friend from Greensboro, North Carolina, also very much a fan. He says, "You rock, sir."
Thank you very much. That's great.
There you go.
Yeah, I just had one more I wanted to play. I don't know how we're coming up on the hour. Can we squeeze it in? It's only 2-3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, we got time. Yeah. You want to do it now, and then we'll...
If you want, whatever you think. Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this is a song. This is a song I just wrote. And I was invited to my son's pancake and gingerbread house making event. And so I was the chaperone in there, and I went in and I got to stay for that event, and then afterwards he wanted me to stay a little bit longer, so I was like the only parent left, and I was staying there and had a good time. And it was Christmas coming, and most single parents coming sometimes when you have splits times with each other, you get a little lonely when the kids are ready to leave. And
yeah,
I came back to my place, and just again, the power of the music is so healing and powerful that I took that string pain projection, right, and put that into a song of positive feeling, and put that out there on Facebook, and then I got other people that day, wanted me to go to a hospital and play for someone else, and do that song for someone else to heal someone else, which healed me.
Yeah.
So I love it. This song is about the day I spent with my son at school, called Gingerbread Houses. Pancakes and gingerbread houses, and I was along for the show. Watched over the griddle, I swept just a little. My son didn't want me to go. Candy cane, gumdrops, and frostings, now each one was sweeter than the last. Met all his friends and I stayed to the end, and boy did that time go by fast. Today I received a remedy to cure any father who's sad. I showed up to class and he hugged me so fast. He said, "Hey everyone, this is my daddy." Showed everyone I was his dad. Maybe I'll work as a teacher, 'cause that'll put a smile on my cheek. I won't get closure till Christmas is over. Half me's on pause till next week. I don't think I'll ever get over this weekly heartbreak that I feel. I wish they were here every day of the year, then I wouldn't write songs just to heal. No, I wouldn't need songs just to heal. Today I received a remedy to cure any father who's sad. I walked into class, he hugged me so fast. He said, "Everyone, this is my dad." Showed everyone I was his dad.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
Here's a nice compliment. Alex Whiteley in the chat room says, makes me want to hug my son, and I'm stuck at work.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah. Isaac Banks said, awesome. And Miriam just complimenting the Warren, clarifying the Warren Zevon comment was a compliment. Oh, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you very much for all the comments and the compliments. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Where do the lyrics come from for you? I mean, do they just kind of occur to you, or is it?
I was like talking about this the other day. It's like I wish I could just write a song about being happy.
Yeah,
but it's really hard and it's corny usually when you do it.
Yeah,
and I think all the best songs you've ever heard in your life are all sad songs.
Yeah,
whether it's about love or loss, or it's sad feelings are painful, and when you bring them out, it expunges them out of you.
Yeah.
And you feel a little bit better afterwards. That's what people go to therapy to do, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So it's, I think a lot of it comes from me just trying to feel better about a certain situation that in the day, just like everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Just everybody has the same feelings. And that's why if everybody plays music, I think they'd feel better.
Yeah, that's a good insight, actually. Is that why? I mean, is that really kind of the real reason you got into it? It made you feel better because, like you said, you're relatively new at.
Yeah, and I remember just being very, very ill with a cold, with the bad as before the big virus came around, and it was 2018 or so.
Yeah,
and I was 2 or 3 weeks and just so sick, and kids caught it and everything like that, and it was just so soothing, to learn and.
Oh, so you took that opportunity while you were sick to start. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's funny, because most people, it's like all they want to do is, I know me, like if I have a severe cold or something, all I want to do is sleep or, eat something hot. And
yeah, it's just a nice escape. It's a way out of a little break from your mind.
Yeah.
Like some people ride a motorcycle or ski or do something where you have to focus on that and you take a break from everything else, or surfing or something.
Yeah.
And that's the way that is. You get into a flow state and you don't think about anything else for a while. And then when you're done, it relaxes you.
Yeah. Yeah. So. When you start writing lyrics, do they come quickly for you or?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like, I think it's like I was listening to people talk about music writing. It's so true. It's just like it's kind of inspirational. It's just here and there. I don't know who could just sit there and write a song.
Yeah,
it seems like it's because it's scary the way you can't just write them on command.
Right.
So like, is there another one going to ever come? But yeah, I think if you, it's funny too because I never thought about this, but I went to Plymouth State and I took poetry classes. And I took English major. I was in computers, and so I never really. I was like, why did I take it? But I think back, it was all sorts of Robert Frost, the house up there that he taught in, and we did poetry classes. And in the back in my mind, somewhere it must stick in a little bit because I find it a little bit easy to put it together in a certain sense.
Well, especially that first song that you played, it was very much like a poem. It really had that vibe. So. So that makes sense. And it's interesting too. I mean, I think that's something people can relate to where you learn something and you don't necessarily think it's ever going to have any practical application. And then later you look back and you go, oh yeah, that kind of penetrated the back. Like you said, it was, stuck in the back of your mind. And then you realize that it actually, did something positive for you, obviously. Alex Whiteley says, your song seems strongly nostalgic or emotionally charged. Do you get a lot of self-therapeutic satisfaction when you get these songs on paper? And of course, you were just talking about that.
Most definitely, yeah, exactly. That's the point. Selfishly, as an only child, I am. No, I do. I write them at first for me.
Yeah.
And then it seems, although Charlie wasn't. But and it does definitely therapeutic, and I hope they can beat other people. So,
but that is the key, though, right? Initially, if you write songs to please yourself, because if you're actively trying to think about writing something that how do I write something that other people are going to like?
That's the key. Like Will Savant from Sepsis made a comment in the Honeycomb Hideout. a lot of people play music for Spotify or to get on some sort of show or to be a talent searched or do anything like that, but the ancient people didn't have that, they didn't have Spotify. They didn't have things like The Voice and things like that. So they played it to connect with people and for the vibrations, to soothe themselves, to heal themselves. And that's why I think my sets for musical healing that I want to play in the hospitals, I think work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I'm just a guy who is nothing. There's people out there who can do this, and I'm encouraging you musicians out there who are amazing, who are more talented than me, who are, much more experienced, and they can go in there too. So it's like anyone can if you play from your heart,
Yeah. When you do that, when you go to play at a hospital, do you do, I assume you do like a mix of covers and originals or?
Yeah, depending. And then sometimes you can't sing. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to finger pick.
Oh, yeah.
Softly.
Yeah. That makes sense. And
then sometimes you got to wear a mask.
Yeah, so that makes the singing part difficult.
You trying to sing with that. But so it's just a work in progress right now, and I love it. And I'm gonna keep going as hard as I can.
Isaac Banks in the chat room says, Shane, what's your favorite Jamie Walters song? He was a one-hit wonder, and he is a singer, musician, and actor. He plays guitar. Hashtag Matt Connerton. Just a good question to hashtag Shane.
Oh, you asked me this guy. I don't know. What was he in?
Jamie Walters. Well, I think he was on Beverly Hills 90210, and he did have a hit song. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I don't know. I can picture the guy, but
I'm sorry, I don't know him.
Yeah, but Isaac Banks in Greensboro, North Carolina, very concerned with Jamie Walters. Yeah,
I did live in Charleston though, so
shout
out to all my buddies in Charleston, South Carolina down there.
Is that where you're from originally?
No, I just spent some time down there. Some friends from college went down there.
Oh,
from Plymouth State, went down there and lived for a couple of years.
Yeah,
and then moved back up.
So you're from here originally?
Yeah. Okay. Right from Auburn, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't really have any kind of an accent. So it's hard to tell where you're from.
Yeah, trying to keep it like radio, like you.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So now, do you have any shows coming up that you're playing, or I know you're just kind of wading into that part?
Yeah. Well, we have a couple shows coming up at Charlie's Hill.
Okay.
With I'm hoping to play with my good friend Brian Munger again, and some of the local places. Now I've just put my name in to get in the bill in certain places.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Brian Munger is a familiar name, but I can't quite place him.
Yeah, he's been playing music for quite a long time.
Is he singer-songwriter?
He's kind of like the Joey McDonald of Maine, I'd say. He's not of Maine, but he plays a lot in Maine.
Okay.
Joey McDonald, how you doing, Joey? If you're out there, he's a great influence to me. He's a singer, covers, songwriter, musician from Manchester. He's been playing for years and years.
Oh, okay.
And he played when I was a kid at my graduation.
Oh, no kidding.
Like that, and so. Yeah, I got to give you a call sometime, Joey. That'd be fun.
Oh, very cool. Have you ever sat down and played with him?
No.
No? Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Oh, that would be cool.
But yeah, Brian does a lot of shows. He's a staple up at the Levitt Theater. He played up there all summer long.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it's a funny story. I went to go watch him, and that was it was a couple of years ago. I never even really been up like that, and we were hanging out, just watching him and sipping a drink.
Yeah.
And he says, I broke a string, and the place was packed, and it was all, up there in Maine, and nighttime they had bachelorette parties going around, people eating, and, big bistros and all this stuff, and hundreds of people. He says, I broke a string. My good friend Shane's going to come up and play a song real quick. So he says, go get your guitar.
Oh, wow.
So I ran on and get my guitar.
Oh, cool.
My heart was beating.
Yeah.
So I always think of he's like the Godfather.
Oh, by the way, Isaac Banks clarified for us, hashtag Matt Connerton. He had a hit song, was How Do You Talk to an Angel by the band Of the Heights, featuring Jamie Walters. I do remember. Do you know that's How Do You Talk to an Angel?
I remember the song.
Yeah,
I still don't know the guy's face, though.
Yeah, that's fine. But thank you, Isaac Banks. Shane, we're just about out of time. Did we get to everything you were going to play?
We did. Perfect.
Okay, just making sure. Anything you want us to know about so people can keep up on what you're doing, social media? I don't know if you have a website. Anything we should know?
My name, just my name on Facebook, Shane Ballon. ShaneBalon. I put all my videos on there, kind of like a digital scrapbook.
Yeah.
Like I said, anyone, you can always reach out to me on Facebook. Actually, that's kind of a good centralized place to reach me if you ever want to, book for any kind of someone. It doesn't have to be someone who's sick,
Right.
but I would absolutely love to heal with music whenever I can. So find me on Facebook, I would say, and like I'm saying, I play a lot up at Charlie's Hill. You can Google that as well, up in Lebanon, Maine. Shout out to Terry Merrill and Mike Merrill up there. I love you.
Oh, very cool.
And shout out to my dad right now down in Florida, who's watching. He's doing better. He's getting better. All right, Bob, I love you.
Oh, that reminds me too.
And my kids, Nora and Eli.
I saw a new name in the chat room. Carrie Davis.
Yes, Carrie
says, "Awesome job, Shane."
Hey, Carrie. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. So we're going to, so we're going to wrap up. So Shane, thank you so much. And we'll definitely,
thank you, Matt.
We'll definitely do this again in the future.
Can't wait. I'll send you over when we get the music files done.
Oh, please. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm very glad that Jenny booked you today. And this has been wonderful. And I just think it's so cool too, that you go to the hospitals and play for people. That is amazing. So very nice. And if you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And that's going to do it for us for now. Shane, thank you again. And just for
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And just for the hell of it, here it is, The Heights featuring Jamie Walters. How do you talk to an angel?
All right.
Bye, everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Day.